Hi guys, it's Clipper King returning. I'm going to do the first ever repose video. Now I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'll just show you the figures. Obviously you've seen them before, but what I want to do is at the start of each one of these I'm going to just show you how the poses are, how they start off, and tell you which figure I'm going to pose. So yep, just a quick glance at the collection. Like I say, you should all be familiar with it. The first one I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to do a bit of a special one because it's the first one. I've been wanting to do a review on the Peter Parker, but I'm not going to do that now. So I'm going to actually repose that Peter Parker. What I'm going to do, I'm going to repose it with the Sandman base. So I'm sort of doing a 2 for price of 1. So I'm going to take these downstairs now, set them up, start reposing them, until it goes through my mind and what pose I'm looking for, and we'll see how close we get to it. Also, just a quick thing, as you can see there, got that badass new Goblin just in a just a steady pose at the minute. I'll be reviewing that tomorrow daytime, so I'm gonna crack on, do the first repose video, and see where it gets us. Right guys, now downstairs, I just want to show you what I do. I'm just going to pose it as I normally would, whether you guys are watching or not. So just get a little feel at Clipper King's world, yeah? Just invite you in, take what you need from me. So I've got my computer on. The reason I'm showing you that is, I sometimes have a flick through. I've got some poses in mind for this one, but normally I have a flick through and see what poses are doing rounds, just see if there's what I can nick, you know what I mean? But I've normally got something in mind. Bit of music on, Usher's new album today. Going on downstairs table. Light's not going to be great on this because I have got light on camera, but the above lighting's not awesome. So yeah, that's the two things I'm going to change round. My tripod, I'm going to set it up over my right shoulder, and you've probably seen treasure trove box before. That's where I keep my accessories. So I'm going to set the camera up now and just show you what I go through, how I clean them, repose it, tell you what's on my mind. Right guys, as I said, set the camera up, over the shoulder. There will be some music in the background, but that's just for my pleasure. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put any cuts in this, so I don't know if you're going to hear music and then there's going to be cuts or whatever. It could roll into a two-parter, thinking about it, because I don't know how much record time I've got. I know how long it's going to take me, because obviously I'm doing 2 now. And also with the Peter Parker, I want to tell you, obviously all the bits are from eBay, but I want to tell you the thinking of why I got certain bits. Also, because it's first one, I'm going to introduce you to treasure chest, if you haven't seen it before. It's just a balsa wood box. I got it at work actually. Fair old size. And then inside, what I've got is all my bits and bobs. Now, for example, that's my Blitzway Scarface stuff, as you can see. And I put it in these airtight bags and keep them all separated. So like I said, that's Scarface. I've got a spare body there. The Scarface head. Some spare motorbike style boots. They might come in handy. I have started painting them, but that's a work in progress. The wire I use for the Daredevil nunchucks and other bits and bobs. Most important thing in this box, the thing I'm going to show you first obviously, is the small paintbrush. And also another thing you could all do with glue. Always comes in handy when you're fiddling about with these little straps, because they fucking have a tendency to break. So yeah, this is what I keep in here. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it clean. I'll show you how I do it, because obviously I'm doing my centre job because I want to pose these anyway, so but I want to show you guys as I do it. Again, blade, all stuff there. The reason I keep this is because it's always on hand, and it saves me opening and closing box all the time. So anybody who buys a figure from Clipper King, you know, box pretty much only been opened and closed 2 or 3 times, you know what I mean? Not millions of times like some people do. So basically, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to find out the accessories for the black suit Spider-Man, because I want some webbing to put with Peter Parker, and I just want to get all the stuff laid out that I'm going to use, and then obviously I'll pack the rest of the stuff away. So I'll put a little cut in here and I'll crack on. Right guys, I've got the black suit Spider-Man accessories out, mainly because I want the webbing. Like I said, I've got an idea. What I want to basically do is put the black suit Spider-Man, which is here, I want to repose this guy on his stand, very similar to the red Spider-Man upstairs, and I want Peter Parker, although he's not Spider-Man'd up, I want to show that he is Spider-Man deep down, so I'm going to put him in a more Spider-Man pose than this one will end up in. Like I said, just to change it up a little bit, and obviously when I've done, I'll show you the pose I've come up with. I'll show you things I do as in changing hands and things like that, but a cool thing on this one is it's got articulated hands, so I'm going to try and pose the hands while I'm recording. So sorry if you fucking keep seeing me fat silly hands in shot, but this is, I'm filming it as I go, but I want to talk through actually. So for now, I'm just going to put the Black Suit Spider-Man out of the way, and I'm going to strip the Peter Parker down, take everything off him. I try and be really careful with him because I don't want to fuck out up, and then I'm going to just give everything a clean. Normally as well, when I strip out off a shelf in cabinet, I will sort of clean it down. Good thing with this is, if there's any cracks, you can hold near the top of the thing, like into his eyes, and just get all the dust out. They don't get that dusty if I'm honest, but I do like to keep them because obviously, you know, I do buy and sell as well as keep the figures, so I don't want nobody to be ever buying any shit off me and give me a bad rep or fuck me up when I've sort of built a reputation on YouTube and on Facebook, YouTube, eBay. Don't want to be selling nobody shit because it could fucking kill me as quick as, like, a lot quicker than it's took me to build my thing. So yeah, just getting dust off all surfaces. Like I said, I do this with every figure, and people will talk to me on Skype. No, I'm not bullshitting, because I'll sit here for 4 fucking hours and try and clean every figure. But like I said, just a quick dust down. I'll just say while I'm on this, the stick, I mean, it's pretty set now, but when I first got this, when you put the pole in, it moves around. Now that might help me with this Peter Parker, because basically what I want him holding camera in one hand, his bag trailing behind him, and the other hand I want him casting a web towards the Sandman. So that's what I'm hoping for. And like I said, this is quite a loose body, so it might be a bit of a bastard. But like I said, with the Peter Parker, obviously, just take him off for now. I always clean stand as well, and like I said, this is a really good one because if you see, obviously it grooves that edge, it will go into them all. Keep everything as if it's new, and obviously get right nameplate, really nice. I think most people will fucking know how to clean and pose the figures, and I might sound like a condescending prick, but what we've got to remember as well is this is a fast growing hobby, so a lot of the new guys do ask questions, how do I clean my figures and that sort of thing. So if I do this, like I said, I hope I can entertain you for the time it takes to do this video, you know what I mean. I can talk for fucking England most of the time, and like I said, I am doing 2 videos for price of 1 here because I wanted to review this Peter Parker. That's another good thing and all with this. Get really into like his parting, and if you go with air, it gets all dust out. It works a treat, brothers. You know it. I won't do it for no fucking reason. Say, don't get that much dust on his clothes, but I always give everything a waft down. But so I think I'll put a shortcut in there just for editing purposes. It makes it easier for me to break it into parts if I put a few cuts in. So basically, I cleaned the Sandman down, cleaned the Peter Parker down. Basically now I'm going to start, I put a cut in, I'll come back to you, show you the parts that are on this figure and start sort of aiming at how I want to get this posed on the Sandman stand. So as you can see, Peter Parker cleaned down, so stick with me, brothers. Right guys, so like I said, we know where we are. First I'm going to show you, before I even put this on him, the bag I got for him. I think it's called a Subway. It were on a sort of a 24 rip-off figure from a company called Subway, I think it were. It's easy to find on eBay, just put in leather bag, or did I put bag or satchel or whatever, and it's a really nice one. It's like a nice faux leather material, well detailed. I've seen a couple more of these about. It's got a nice padding, foot strap, what I really like. And I just thought about it because I'm thinking to myself, Peter Parker's a pretty young dude. He's sort of right age of leaving college, getting a job as a photographer. What would he need? He'd need a bag, either to carry his schoolwork in or his laptop in if he were up to date, or even to put his camera in. So I wanted a fair size bag. The camera is actually an Olympus camera. If I show you that, you can see it's got the Olympus thing there. It's got interchangeable lens. I've got a bigger one, but that's in box. I'm not gonna fuck about with that. and it's just got a loop. Now I would have preferred this to have had a full strap that had put it around his neck, which would have been an option for hanging it up, but it hasn't. But it does hold it well. Now the size of it, it's really well detailed. That again, we're on eBay. I'm going to put all the links on everything that I bought off eBay for this figure. So yeah, the things most people have spotted on this figure is the Nike Air Force Ones. Now I bought these, I thought to myself, Peter Parker probably wouldn't wear Nike trainers. He'd probably go for something like Converse or some like hiking style shoes, I would think. He's not a fucking double cool bastard like Clipper King is. But I bought these because I wear these myself. And I thought, if he's going for a look with denims, like faded denim, which he's got, really nice fitting ones, some nice white crisp eye tops looking brand spank, an ice hoodie, like not a zip through hoodie, but like a over the head hoodie, looking with drawstrings and that, fresh as fuck. You know what I mean? He might be on a low wage, old Peter, but he's looking out for his son. You know what I mean? When he's fucking a bit of a pussy magnet, Gwen Stacy and fucking MJ, they're loving a bit of Peter, so you know what I mean, he's going looking fresh as fuck, you'll know it. So yeah, so a lot of people have picked out these Nikes. Again, on eBay, just put in 1/6 scale sports shoes and you'll find them. I will put a link to these, but I think these ones have gone. But I have actually got another set which are like these, but the low tops, and they've got some yellow on. In fact, I'm going to put a little pause in there and I'm going to show you them, because I might take offers for them because I'm not going to be needing them. So yeah, that's basically the Peter Parker. Everything on him's from eBay and the links will be on. So stick with me and I'll show you the other trainers and I'll start posing him. Right guys, just got another one of the some bits and bobs pack this. Just spare bits and bobs that I've got. They're the leg muscles, couple of leg muscles, spare few hands that aren't really to a figure, just what I've fucking amassed actually while I've been collecting. Just other bits of interest I want to show you. They're the low top Nikes. I might take an offer for them because they are fucking sweet as fuck. They are the same size as the ones that's on. They will fit a true type. Got a movable tongue, real laces. It's got yellow sole and yellow Nike. I hope you're getting detail there. They're sweet as fuck them. I don't know, they gotta be worth 15 quid, anybody's money I would think. But yeah, I might save them. If anybody's interested, let me know. But they're fresh as fuck because Clipper King will wear them and all. That's the bigger lens for the camera. Again, you just put it on and turn it. Just gives him a bit more zoom, you know what I'm saying? And this is a fingerless glove that actually fits the articulated hands. The articulated hands on this figure were off the Art Figures Punisher. So yeah, just wanted to show you them extra bits. I'll put a pause in and we'll crack on. Right boys, so that's all bits. Other than the, like I said, the articulated hands are fucking awesome, but I'll go into that when I pose them. Why did I pick articulated hands instead of a set that would just hold the camera in his bag? Well, because he's Spider-Man. I didn't know what size the camera were going to be, so I needed a set that would fit that. I needed something that would do the, bear with me a sec, the Spider-Man pose, the webcasting, which it will do. I'm going to pose them in a minute, so he's firing towards thing, and on his camera sort of, I want to get him in a spider style pose, something like, kind of like that, but off the pole, looking down, maybe getting it some of that, I don't know, pretty mental pose, something similar to that I'm thinking of. But when I pose it, I'm going to tell you what's going through my mind, and also, I don't only pose the figure, I pose the clothes and everything, so I'll talk through that as well. I obviously want to get his bag back on him, and I want his camera in the other hand. So we'll see how that fits on pole, and we'll go through it. Another thing I decided to buy on this body was, I didn't get a true type, because true types are good, but they're expensive, as you know. You're looking about 40 sheets to get a true type to England. I bought, it's like a true type replica. It's a little bit looser than a true type, but you're only about 13 quid. And again, I'll put a link up to that. Now it works awesome for this because, as you can see, this figure will stand on its own, but when I want to pose it, it'll do fucking out. It'll put his foot behind its fucking head if it wants. It's dead rate for a Spider-Man or some kind of superhero. I would have used a body like this for the Daredevil, but the suit in the Daredevil, so it didn't really make much difference. So yeah, I'm going to put another little pause in. I'm going to crack on. I might pose the black suit Spider-Man first actually, so I can show you a nice easy one. Put it to, I'm going to have it, I'll tell you what I call the different style poses, so we're all on the same page. where terminology comes into it, and then I'll pose this bad boy on the Sandman base. So another quick pause and then I'll roll on. Right guys, like I said, I'm going to pose the Black Suit Spider-Man first. Thoughts on this pose, what I want to do? Well, I'm just going to put him on his normal stand. Now, I want sort of a mirror image to the red and blue suit. Now, the red and blue suit Spider-Man is a pretty casual pose. It's what I would call either a straight up and down pose or like a hero shot. He's pretty much shoulders back, chest out, stood, ready for action but not in action sort of thing. So that's what I would call, you probably heard me say straight up and down or hero pose, or sometimes I'll call it a poster pose, which would be like a shot. You imagine Captain America in a poster pose, you know he's have his shield there in front of him. Pretty much in your mind we'll all be thinking the same thing. So that's what I'm going to do with this. Now my thoughts on it, the red and blue suit, I've got him with these hands on, which are what I would call the crawling hands. If you were crawling up the wall, you'll be using these. Now, if you watch the extras disc of the Spider-Man 3, they actually said the difference when they draw the Black Suit Spider-Man compared to the red and blue is, he would normally, where my Spider-Man upstairs would be pretty relaxed, shoulders down and back, like that, and both these hands as if he's, they're the top hand for this figure in my opinion. But because this one is like the evil version or the harder version, whatever, then I'm going to go for a look that's more shoulders up and square, hunched like that, maybe a bit of a bend his chest back and his waist forward, so he's got like a dip about his upper body, sort of like that. But I'm going to use both fists just so it's like a mirroring, so I can show it as like good and evil sort of thing, but there's enough to differentiate between them. I'm not going to do no mental with his legs because like I said, I'm using the normal stand. So I'm basically just going to go and look for natural lines. So if you, I can't show it because you can't see out of my eye, but what I'm saying is, you look at how I've got his head now. He's pretty much looking down because he's going up back shelf, looking down. He's got a nice sway, his shoulders are hunched up, got a nice fist. Again, I'm going to get his wrists so that instead of having his fist up, they're going to be curled in like that, which sort of, in my mind, demonstrates power sort of thing, like he's clenched, like he's doing a fucking flexing his pecs kind of thing. And then I'm going to make sure that the suit runs smooth, there's no pulls. That's another reason actually why I'm reposing this figure. It's been up with its hand sort of up like that for about a month now. What's going to happen if I leave this in here indefinitely is the suit's going to crease up to fuck, or worst case scenario, it's going to split the rubber webbing on it, and I don't want that to happen. So I'd never leave a figure in a pose for more than a month. There might be subtle little changes, but like I said, I'm going to change it, and that's round about what I'm going to get. So start off, obviously I'm going to need his other fist out of the bag. So like I said, accessory bag, I'm going to get out the things I need. I know I want the fist. I'm going to swap that out. No real knack to that, it's fucking open prey. Normally when you pull the hand out, I find the peg normally comes out weird. So what I would do to get that out is, I normally put my teeth on the ball section, not at the flexy bit, but at the ball section, and just pull the hand off it. So if I were to show you, like I said, there's not much chance of snapping it, and then what I'll do is I'll put the ball back in. And I know some people as well, they leave balls in the hands that they're meant to use. That's what I mean as well with the wrist. If you look now, before I even put it on, I've got the hinge so that I can turn the hand in like that, which is what I'm going to do with it. So obviously I'll make sure his suit's far enough down, click his hand in. It goes in really nice actually on this one. Make sure his suit's lined up. Like I say, make sure his shoulders are pushed really up, because on the Spider-Man True Type, you can raise and lower the deltoid muscle, I think that is. I like him looking down, because if you're looking at him like that, look, he looks mean as fuck, doesn't he? Don't just have his head straight forward. I'm gonna have one foot, his left foot forward, his right foot slightly turned, so like kind of a balanced boxing pose. That would be, I would call that. Try and get his boot pushed up so that there's no creasing around his ankle. If I can, you can only do that to a certain extent, to be honest. But if you do it, it normally holds in position. So try and get some of the wrinkle out. Again, I'm going to turn that end as well. Sort of try and make him look balanced. So if you look at that, look. If he's balanced, he'll stand on his own, which he is. So that's got to be a natural pose. Again, like I said, his fists are in like that. I'm trying to sort of give his suit a rest, so I don't want much. I want to pull his wrist down enough, his suit down enough, so it's not creased to fuck around his elbow, because it has already been like that, and I don't want it like that much longer. So yeah, getting like that, and I've cleaned that. Get him on it. I know a lot of people as well don't like to use the stands. I do, and the simple reason is, you all know these figures stay in Callum's room, and that room is a fucking kid's bedroom at the end of the day, you know what I mean? So I don't want to risk one of them falling on the face. So that's pretty much what I've done with that Spider-Man. It will look different obviously when it's in cabinet, because it'll be raised up, looking down, and he will be sort of side by side with the red and blue one. So that's good enough for me on that. I've not done note to extreme. It's what I'll call, like I said, an up and down pose, or a poster pose, whatever. So I'm going to put a shortcut in here. I'll crack on. Right guys, Black Suit Spider-Man done. Back up in wardrobe, in cabinet. I'll show you that in a bit. I've got the web art that I'm going to use for this guy, and it's the one with the blob on end. I'm going to have him aiming at Sandman's face, so I'm going to put that on. Before I carry on, 2 points. If you're a bit of a smooth character like your Uncle Clipper King, try to send this new Usher album down, because it's good for, you know what I mean, smashing one into your lash. She loves a bit of this while she's getting one. Yeah, so you want to crack onto that. Another thing, when you're doing out and you're trying to chill out, yeah, Englishmen in particular, have a nice cup of tea, yeah. That's colour Clipper King likes it, yeah. Not weak, not too strong, lovely. Have a little sip. Beautiful. What is it? Beautiful. You know it. Right, so let's crack on with this dude. Right, first and foremost, get this fucking hand off. Right, so I said, this is the art figure's hand. See, got it screwed up because I had had him holding the rope on his camera. Sorry if I'm fucking repeating myself. Strong medication this week, boys. Right. You can do what you want with these fingers. They're fucking awesome, and they don't go loose, which is another good thing. So you can. Only thing they don't do, and I've said this before, is they won't really do a really tight fist. But if you get a set of fists as well, got all bases covered. Now I like them when I'm doing his fingers. You can see I like them slightly. I wouldn't just have them up like that. I'd have them more bent back like that, so he's getting a fucking full. You know what I mean? You see how I'm doing it? Good strain. So I'd look at how I've got mine, and that's what I'd do. His ring finger is not quite down as far as middle finger. So index finger, nice. Bent back, thumb out, because he would normally have his thumb out like that. So something like that. I always do Spider-Man hand. So that's how he would get. Obviously, he would bend his wrist like that. So I'm going to dip that down, because obviously now I'm going to put this on. So he's firing it. So that's the hand. How that's going to go into his hoodie sleeve, like he's firing that. Right, I think. Let's have a little look how we. Don't want to put his hand on too soon, because I might end up putting this hand with a web. I'm not sure, but I will put his bag. In fact, take that hand off because I want to put his camera in that. Let's have a look. I want him pretty much extreme on this one. Just get a bit of lift off. So I'm wanting something like more like if you can get them clasps right top of his jeans, then you can sort of pull his hoodie down over him so you can't even see that so much gripping him. See how I've done it? I'm wanting something like that. Again, when it's all said and done, I'll make sure his clothes do fall natural and cover the fact that he hasn't actually got any socks on. I'm thinking I want him like that, something like that. Firing that web down, having a glance, but also I want him with camera sort of looking down as if he's trying to get a snap at action. Right, so first get his bag on. And another thing with his bag, to get his bag on, I always lift his hood up, put his bag down, and use his bag to trap his, oh you cunt, to trap his drawstrings on his hood. So I don't want them wafting about like a tit. Guys, Black Suit Spider-Man done. Back up in wardrobe, in cabinet, I'll show you that in a bit. I've got the web out that I'm going to use for this guy, and it's the one with the blob on end. I'm going to have him aiming at Sandman's face, so I'm going to put that on. Before I carry on, 2 points. If you're a bit of a smooth character like your Uncle Clipper King, try to send this new Usher album down, because it's good for you know what I mean, smashing one into your lash. She loves a bit of this while she's getting one. Yeah, so you want to crack onto that. Another thing, when you're doing out and you're trying to chill out, yeah, Englishmen in particular, have a nice cup of tea, yeah. That's colour Clipper King likes it, yeah. Not weak, not too strong, lovely. Have a little sip. Beautiful. What is it? Beautiful. You know it. Right, so let's crack on with this dude. Right, first and foremost, get this fucking hand off. Right, so I say, this is the art figure's hand. See, got it screwed up because I had him holding the rope on his, camera. Sorry if I'm fucking repeating myself. Strong medication this week, boys. Right. You can do what you want with these fingers, they're fucking awesome, and they don't go loose, which is another good thing. So you can, only thing they don't do, and I've said this before, is they won't really do a really tight fist, but if you get a set of fists as well, got all bases covered. Now I like them, when I'm doing his fingers, you can see I like them slightly, I wouldn't just have them up like that, I'd have them more bent back like that, so he's getting a fucking full, you know what I mean, you see how I'm doing it, good strain. So look at how I've got mine, and that's what I'd do. His ring finger is not quite down as far as middle finger. So index finger, nice. Bent back, thumb out, because he would normally have his thumb out like that. So something like that, I always do Spider-Man hand. So that's how he would get. Obviously, he would bend his wrist like that. So I'm going to dip that down, because obviously now I'm going to put this on, so he's firing it. So that's the hand, how that's going to go into his hoodie sleeve, like he's firing that. Right, I think, let's have a little look how we, don't want to put his hand on too soon, because I might end up putting this hand with a web, I'm not sure, but I will put his bag. In fact, I'll take that hand off because I want to put his camera in that. Let's have a look. I want him pretty much extreme on this one. Just get a bit of lift off. So I'm wanting something like. Right, so I'm just fucking about with it basically, seeing how I can best pose it. I basically want him taking a photo at Sandman, and I'm gonna have him also firing a web towards Sandman, but it didn't look very, say, aesthetically pleasing, which means not very pleasurable to mine eye. So what I think I'm gonna do is sort of taking a shot at Sandman as he's casting a web to sort of escape, because that way I can have him looking the way he's firing the web, if you see that. And obviously if you're outside cabinet looking in, you realise what's going off, but also you get to see the fucking awesome head sculpt. So I'm going to go somewhat more like that, I think. You can see he's got the camera down, he'll be looking. I'm going to get it on here now. I'll touch that up a touch. Fucking hell, that's stiff. I'll get it on here and we'll see what crack is with it. So, get him on here. If you can get that, clip just on his waist, you can get his hoodie down over it. So, his bag trailing behind him. Put that foot on there. That'll sort of anchor him. Ah, you little slag! This fucking clip is not very strong for some reason. Over that as well. I think it's because the Spider-Man is a little bit bulkier than this figure is. Pisser. Might have to go higher up on him. So he's I'm not grabbing his body at all, this little cunt. Put a pause on it, see if I can tighten that up a touch. Bear with me. So basically, after trying to fucking tighten that clip up, just shows you've got to have a bit of patience with these bastards. This is what I've basically called an extreme pose, because he's in like full blown action. He's like, you would need a well articulated figure to do it. So pretty much what the theme in my mind, like I say, it's slightly different to what I set out with. He's trying to get a shot of Sandman. I got that. You can see he's got his leg out of the way. He's taking his shot. He's actually casting his web instead of to aim at Sandman to get out of there, because if you look at that sort of how it is to you and how it will be when I put it in cabinet, it's pretty much hurdling Sandman's hand as Sandman goes to hit him, casting a web, but he's getting a shot as he goes past. Got his hood behind him, as it would be obviously if you're in motion. His bag's trailing behind him as well, although you can still see the strap hanging down. So yeah, that's about it for this one. I'm just hoping I can get it upstairs without it coming up. That, like I said, because this body's slim and a little bit slippy actually, don't grip as well as a True Type does for some strange reason. It's a really, really shiny feeling slippy body. But yeah, I'm loving that pose at the minute. I'm going to get it upstairs, get it on cabinet. Hopefully it looks as good under lighting up there as I hope it will. So I'm going to take the camera up as well. That's my first repose video. I'm going to call it repose number 1. I hope you've enjoyed it. If there's out you change about it, let me know. Like I said, it's a work in progress. I am going to do a few of these, probably every time I clean a figure, if the views do well. If again it's just one of them things, it gets a couple, like the 100 views that most do get, and only get 100 views, and then like odds and ends it creeps up slow, which if that's the case I might not bother, just repose them. But I'm trying new ideas because, like I say, there's a bit of a lull in the community at the minute. So yeah, I'm going to try that So I will put one up. Like I said, leave your comments. I will get back to them if there's something you need to know. And that is about it. Hope you've enjoyed it, boys. Like I said, pick that Usher album up. It's a good listen. This is a good custom. I really like, or kit bash, whatever you want to call it. And I do like the Spider-Man shelf, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So stick with me, brothers, and I'll go back upstairs. Right, guys, like I said, back up in cabinet. Sorry if I'm talking quiet, but our Callum's actually now asleep, so I'm in his bedroom and I'm trying not to wake him up because he's got school in the morning. So yeah, you see he's got the camera pointing down, hurdling the fist, one leg straight out, which it's holding nicely, the web coming straight towards us. So yeah, so look, I've gone for with the Peter Parker at the moment. Like I said, the Green Goblin will get reviewed tomorrow. And then the Spider-Man, like I said, pretty much a good and evil theme. See, Spider-Man's the red and blue, got his shoulders draped, chilled out character, got his wall crawling hands, legs nice and spread, where the black suit, nearly same figure, but it just shows, got a much more aggressive look, shoulders hunched up, fists tightly clenched, in a pose where he's just about to fucking bust some ass. But yeah, and that's the Spider-Man shelf, as you can see. Hope you like it. I certainly do. All that's left to say is, this is Clipper King Brothers, and I'm out of here.